into the darkness. I can see you guiding me. I'll follow in your footsteps, Mother, for so long. Head into the darkness. You don't wanna follow me. Say goodbye to everything. Say so long. Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I'm here for Made in Abyss, episode 11. What was that? I think something's watching me. Anyway, I'm here for Made in Abyss, episode 11. Last time on Made in Abyss, some stuff happened, and our characters definitely experienced some things. What was that? I swear I heard something breathing behind me. What, me? Traumatized? What was that? Did you hear that? I think they're coming. Me? Traumatized? By a TV show? No, everything's fine. Just some stuff happened. Okay, all jokes aside, last episode of Made in Abyss finally smashed the hammer down that we've been waiting for, and it was like, it was a lot. The cute, cuddly orb piercer turns out to be coated in a whole bunch of deadly poison, and despite the best efforts of our bestest boy, the plated, fucked up umbrella, it didn't do enough. And we found ourselves mirroring the situation of Reg as he watched Rico bleed from every orifice, her hands swell up to the size of a watermelon as he fumbles to try to help. Desperately looking for something to do, following her half-hallucinated instructions, breaking her arm and beginning to saw it off. Feeling helpless, alone, afraid. That's the good stuff, baby. This is what I was here for. I've just been waiting for it this whole time, and finally it hits, and man, it hits. It's like, man, it hits. You know, Project Thor? Dumb military project thought of during Reagan's space thing. They're going to take these gigantic tungsten rods, imagine a telephone pole made of high-density tungsten, and take it up into orbit. And then instead of dropping a nuke on a threat, you drop a tungsten rod from orbit. And the impact of that is like with no radiation and whatnot. That is about how last episode hits. It hits pretty fucking hard. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I'm here for whatever happens next. So now we are following Nanachi down the rabbit hole, full Alice style, in that part of the tumbling down of Alice in Wonderland is that after trying a sequence of different things, it's like, fuck it at this point. I'm already huge and tiny and fucked up and all screwed up. I'll just try whatever's next. And at this point, I don't know what you got for us, Nanachi. You've said some slightly mysterious things about it never going back to the way that it was, I think directly referring to the hand. And I don't know what that means, but I see it, and I think immediately my DM mind clicks in, and I'm like, this is an opportunity to give our character superpowers. 100%. This is Rico needs superpowers, right? She's a tiny child. She needs something whack. What is it? What is being a hollow? Are we going to take our first step in that direction? And how far down that rabbit hole are we going to tumble? Because it seems like more than a little bit of a resonant and significant temptation to change as you descend and to become more one with this place, more part of the abyss that calls to you. So what's going to happen to Rico and her arm? What's going to happen inside her head whenever that happens? Like, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to saw her arm off and replace it with a robot arm. I don't know if we're going to infuse her with super soldier serum and make her wig out and become the Hulk Rico, which actually sounds great. I want an image of that. You know, the like brick Bochi that's just what a Rico with the little glasses and the little hat. Full gorilla mode. That would be very, very cute. I don't know what this is going to be, but I do think of it as like this is an opportunity for a dramatic physical, physiological, and psychological change to happen within Rico. And I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm ready to follow Nanachi down the rabbit hole. I know some of you want to get inside her rabbit holes. I had to make that joke. We're going to watch the next episode of Made in Abyss and see how we dive deeper after the bloodshed and hell that was the last episode. Let me get my drawing stuff out. You know, I think a bit of scraggliness to this is probably better than trying to be crisp with it, because there's a shakiness to the image. So I'm going to leave any like mistakes or scratchy lines. I'm going to leave them that way with intent. Tiniest pinprick of a pupil. Yep, that's hard to look at. That's what I wanted. Okay, that's done and I feel sufficiently somber. But I feel like this is going to be an interesting, intriguing, mysterious, and potentially uplifting episode. I don't know. Time to find out what a hollow is, and if we're about to become one. And do we have to sacrifice our dark soul to become one? Is that how that works? I don't know. Reignite the fire. Okay. Two versions, picture in picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer for episode 11 of Made in Abyss. Countless tragedies. She was watching, huh? Watching and memories. Wow. So a conscious decision to help instead of not. And our savior arrives. Oh, hush. She's fine. Just clear the airway. All right. And so that's how we begin. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. So I'll say. Two. Oh yeah, you an expert. Tilt, clear, clear. Oh, we're just gonna skip that part. Okay. That was the most important part! We're not done. Everything's like in a position. I immediately really like Nanachi. What? Her hands are so weird. Bright and potentially hopeful. Your grave. This is so adventurous. So full of discovery and wonder. And the soundscape really begins to open up. Kevin is so fucking good. So fucking good. I'm not gonna say nothing. Hi, Nanachi. Narehate. There's a comment in the I have to read that comment. I probably should have done that before coming into this episode. Maybe she'll explain it. It was something to do with like a has-been person, something like that. I forget. I'll write it down and maybe forget. So that was a pretty long intro opener. To pull us back into the moment and do it with a different tone. I think some of the musical cues were different, especially as we enter the house. It might have been the same. I'm not sure, but I liked that one. We'll see how we tie it in now. That moment where he comes up over the thing and blinks, like blink and head turn at the same time, is really poppy. Like it, pow. That's character, you know? Oh yeah, the dude in the armor. I'm allowed to know his name. His name is Bondrude. Bondrude, I think. It was said when we were introduced to all the ooh, it's a mushroom pig. I would not underestimate the rabbit. Hmm. Are you going to eat us? No. Yeah, have fun. Find your second shot. You got no choices, man. Drink the next bottle. Eat the next cake. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's a dildo. Not even a joke. Okay. Oh, God. All right. Awesome. Hey, we got a surgeon on board. Yeah, you started sawing her arm off. Look, sorry. I was trying to help the best that I could. Uh, oh. You a careful little rabbit thing. And a good doctor. Her arm's still this big. Just attached now. Flunk. That's her superpower. She just has a giant hand. Ka-flunk. Alright, we're going cave raiding. Just chuck it and fly after. Oh. Fetch quest. Yeah. That's true. She wanted to keep the use of her forearm. So instead of being severed at the elbow, she wanted to keep that mobility. That's nuts. But of course she hadn't. We know Rico. But Reg realizes it now. Alright, what do I have to fetch? What do I have to fetch? Herbs, mushrooms. Yeah, alright. Food. Snacks. Mmm. And watched it all happen, too. And decided not to act until the moment that she did. You know? Yeah. You. Yeah. Why didn't you jump in and risk your own life? Of course not. That's the better question now. Kawaii. So, and we saw that there's history there too. She's turning it into an embarrassment in order to tsundere grandpa herself. What was that? Okay. Nope. What the fuck? The law, yeah, which means what? Does that mean that? I don't have a heart. Wait. What the fuck? Regai Chuna. Oh, holy fuck. Yeah, real special. That tracks. This is the kind of thing you don't tell the people up above. So you're cut off. She's been down to the 6th? Yeah, fair enough. I'm still trying to register that. All the things you need. Mushrooms from the back of that pig. Her insides are covered in blood. Fetch quest real fast. Yeah, no jokes. That goop monster. That's like, yeah, what? Ugh! But it's okay. It doesn't affect him, so he's fine. Off you go. Yeah, you got a mission. You got a mission. You can focus in on it and leave her alone with Nanachi. Is it just that it's a white whistle, or is it recognized? Oh. The what? The what? That's Bundrode, right? Oh, he got a fucked up whistle. That is fucked up looking. Two hands clasped together. So it was just seeing a whistle. And she maybe needs it for something. That would be my guess, because we know that they're keys, right? Orby! Yeah, friendly neighborhood orb piercer. Fuck. Yoink! Cool. Lucky! Uh-oh. One per nest. Don't disrupt the, Nope. Sorry. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, glowies. The boys! Infected with water shrooms. Oh, they're such good boys. What a good buddy. Yeah, you're coming with me, bud. They've merchandised all of these, right? These all have to be cuddly plushies. Fucking hell. Every time. Alright. Oh man, back to it. He's had the mission. He's been able to put it away. Oh, he's such a good boy. We're gonna kill him, aren't we? Oh, I'm just gonna rip him out. Oh, are they gonna pull the poison out? Oh, what a cutie. And get it going again? Oh shit. They just pump you full of magic juice. That's dope. We gotta get our soldiers some of those. Like reverse leeches. Oh, are they gonna be permanent? Incorporating Pizza the Abyss. Okay, so they're temporary. Why are you shirtless? Dinner. The only thing she needed was the water shrooms. She lied about that too. You gotta chill out, bud. I get it. Man, at the moment he came back, he snapped back into shock. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. He's also full in shock. They're doing great, I think. I still don't see a way we're gonna get superpowers. Just not about proximity with people at all. It's kinda gross. Oh boy, here we go. Aw. Fucking Mitty, Matty, Moddy, whatever the blob. It's still stuck in my head. Oh my god. Flowers of Fortitude. Whoa, and a bunch of graves. What? What? That was his voice, right? That was his voice saying, I'll be going now, Liza? This isn't where you are. You're fucking hallucinating, bro. This is the bottom of the netherworld. Whoa. What? Yeah. Where? What? Oi. Tripping out. No, I swear, I was hallucinating. Huh? No, dude, he's reawakening. Pat. Hey, kid, buck up. You'll be fine. I don't know, bro. You don't have a brain like normal people. I don't know how your memory shit works. That was you. Yeah, saying Liza's name. I'll be off now. Like, I'll go up there. Could have been you. Let's not jump to conclusions when we don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking hell. Please don't try to eat Rico. Nobody in the grave. I got nothing. Please don't try to eat Rico. And it's like face to face with the potential of the future, right? That is the vibe that we're getting here. Oh, Jesus. Because we're looking our end game in the face, aren't we? That's where we're going. Down to the bottom and back up, maybe. So, now we know what that leads to. So why is Nanachi not? Probably something that Bone Druid did? That's my guess. Is she a creature from that low? Or maybe it has something to do with the box. I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know, man. Fucking Orby. Oh. He doesn't ask about the seeing the force. Seeing the curse. But we're going to be taking Nanachi with us. That's what all of this demonstrates, right? And what's the diamond thing? Does Liza have that? Is that Liza's pendant? I don't remember. I feel like we've seen it too, but I don't recall. I'm going to have to look back at the flashback. And next time? Sick. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I want to know. Well, this was a kick-ass episode coming off of what we just experienced in the last one. This is great. This is great. It's all up in the mystery realm of things, and it's all up in the aftermath and after effects psychologically for our characters, specifically for Reg. Particularly for Reg. I thought we might have an opportunity to show some of what's going on inside of Rico as she's in pain. Gives us the opportunity to cut into her mental state while she's freaking the fuck out or hallucinating or bleeding out or tripping balls. But no, instead we ground ourselves in reality. And that helps to really, I think, really accent it when we jump out of there for like some crazy prophetic revelations to Reg. Cool stuff. So we've got this continuous running joke theme of Reg keeps misinterpreting things and Nanachi keeps misinterpreting things that I think is very fun. I also, it's well woven in how isolated Nanachi is. And we can read it however, you can read it in a couple of ways, I think, but I'm reading it just as like, you're too close to me. Please don't be. Please don't be that close to me. And she just is continuously moving away and getting embarrassed by people being around her. I'm going to use her for Nanachi. I know that we haven't had a gendered reveal, a gender reveal party. It's a ... rabbit. We haven't had a gender reveal party for Nanachi yet, but I'm going to go with she because it seems like a femme character to me. Okay. And the voice actress. Oh, I don't know how to address MIDI. I don't know how to address that. I don't know where we've seen the pendant before, and I want to go look for it. And I want to look at the opening sequence, this portion here, and listen to the musical cues, and then go back to the previous episode and the end of the previous episode where we were going through that same section. And look at how those musical cues, if they're different in that portion. So I've got a number of things to go and check up on, and one of them is there's a comment on the previous episode that tells me something about the actual Japanese word that's being used for hollow, narehate, and gives some more elaboration and meaning on that. So that's where I'm going to start, and then we'll do a bit of weird investigation into the fiction lens for a little bit, and talk about the episode as we go. So let me go look up that comment. Gus Na gave me translation. Hollow equals narehate, shadow of one's former self. Simple. But in depth. There's a lot there. Okay. And now there's a lot more because we've seen how faint a shadow that might be. We're presuming that Midi here was once humanoid. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. They're just a blob with a side mouth. Nope. No, that's bad. That's bad. I'm going to look at the musical cues in the first portion. And also this opening monologue, there are countless tragedies in the abyss. But you'd never know it unless you were a part of it. That's real shit, right? The world is full of tragedy, whether it's this abyss world, which is obviously like pretty concentrated tragic stuff. Most people don't make it out, you know? But the real world is like that too. And you never know until it's you, until you're a part of it. But anyone you talk to has tragedy in their life, like one step removed. Family members with cancer, deaths in the family, losses, suicides, like all sorts of things, and you'd never know it. But sometimes you get the choice and the chance to jump in and make yourself a part of someone else's story and maybe prevent a tragedy. And that's what Nanachi does here. And the voice tells us not to be concerned with it. Unless you are directly concerned, you would never know. And so you should simply watch the beauty, look at the world around you, and push on, ignoring the tragedies that you tread underfoot. But that's a hard thing to do. So we get this flash of someone childish and whole, maybe Midi. That's my guess. And at the end of your trudging onward, ignoring all the tragedies, you will join them and give birth to new flowers at the bottom of the abyss. Join and become a part of the cycle, huh? It's a pretty freaking interesting opening. So I'm going to pay attention to the music. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and then some it's like warm guitar, I'd think of it as we actually enter Nanachi's house. Ends up being, it's like discovery and adventurous, and then it sort of fills out and opens up as we enter. So I want to see if that's the same as we get here at the end of the episode. Nope. Curious violins. We'll call this that track. Yeah, okay. So totally different track used for entering Nanachi's place. And then when we enter it here, as I said, it's warm guitar. Chick chick. Dun dun dun. Chick chick. Chick chick. So it's curious. But it's also, it's warm and sort of homey, a little bit folky. And then it opens up as we actually enter. We get this whole landscape of sound behind it as the world opens up to us and we begin to see all these little bits and pieces. That's cool. So in the end of the last episode, our tone with the violins, with the strings, carries on that tension, that fear. And here in the beginning of this episode, we know we're semi-safe, right? We're not trying to carry that oh, what's going to happen? We're so afraid sort of energy into this episode. We're figuring stuff out. We know we're kind of safe. We're going to find Nanachi. Riko's not going to be bleeding out in this moment. So it opens us up, and now we're investigating and able to look around. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a good choice, I think. I think it's a lovely, lovely choice. And then cut into the OP, and cut out of the OP, and here we are. Nanachi and everything about her. Ego. So Nanachi is obscenely competent, and totally plussed by anything that would make other people awkward, including Reg. So we continue that that joke onward as we go. I love how just casual she is. Look, it's a nerve. Fun. You almost cut through it. Good job, bud. Whoopsies. But then it turns into a little bit of wonder at what Riko was going for. Why did she have you break her arm and try to cut through it there? And the answer is she wanted to keep her elbow, because you can attach a hook to the forearm and keep on digging. Crazy. So here we go with the proximity thing. It's a little bit like maybe flustery, but I don't get like a sexual or romantic-y sense from it. I just get the feeling like Nanachi doesn't like being around people that much, or at least hasn't been around people for so long that this distance thing is a thing. There's also time dilation in the Abyss, so I don't know. And there's also Reg being like, you're like the same age as us, right? And I don't know about that, man. I'll bet Nanachi's fucking old. I'll bet this little rabbit is old. But I don't know. Her voice actor's great. What an extraordinary girl. She wanted to hold on to the use of her arm. Indeed. Indeed. And then she reveals that she was listening the whole time. And of course, he realizes it and his eyebrows come together a little bit like, wait a second. So that means you didn't just happen by. You watched us get injured. You watched me flail around and scream. You saw all the pain. You saw me break her arm. You saw me start cutting it off. You saw me losing my shit because I didn't know what to do. And only at that end point did you jump in. But at the same time, you're like, well, gosh, you did jump in. But why'd you leave it so long? Why would I help anyone? Why would anyone help anyone else down here? And then we layer it in. I'm special. And that's like Reg, right? Peas in a pod in some way. Special creatures from the depths of the abyss, whose very presence is worth something. Just curious, with no intention of showing myself. And so then the bigger question is, why did you? And she answers in a way that embarrasses him, that puts it on them. It's like, well, you just seem so pitiful and awful. But we know that there's something that tugged at Nanachi's heartstrings there, because we see the flashback for just a flash in the moment before she makes the choice to get up and jump onto that pedestal and save them. So, got a character who's a bit of a toon and is kind of not sure about it, but also is full of a wealth of knowledge and mystery. Yeah, we gotta travel with Nanachi. I like this. And then we gotta go meet the roommate. My cute little Mitty. What were you? Flat teeth and claws don't usually go together. Then again, mouths usually aren't sideways. Were you a cat once? Or a person? I don't know. It's like a lemur from D&D. It's gross. It's next level scary. And the implication in my mind is that's where Riko's going. That's the implication in my mind. As it squirms pitifully. This is what happens if they survive the curse. She says it's a person. No matter what anyone tries, they can never go back to the way that they were. And if you were to do that, I wonder what would happen. Yeah, I don't know. Don't want to know. Don't want to find out. But you're not like that. You have your personality and your intellect. So what are you? And what was done to you, Nanachi? I don't know. So we send him off. And it's a huge relief for Reg. I love this. He's been sort of fiddling and fumbling all over himself because he's still rocked reasonably. So given a mission, he runs out and is able to be on it and focused and away from it. And we get a moment alone to investigate the whistle. And it is indeed what she saw, which adds a layer. A layer. Would Nanachi have saved them if she hadn't seen the whistle? Unclear. And then we get a really calm, how do I put it? Condescending isn't the word I'm looking for. Maybe patronizing, but very calm and like, I'm a very kindly man. They're the murderers. They're the ones who murder you. They're the bad ones. Nanachi. And then he says something about cartridge? And then big blocky hand, literally a Minecraft character, gives her head scritches. So she's a totally different creature at this point. Still a little rabbit thing. The cartridge is coming along well. It's all thanks to you after all. Chin up, you slave pet? I don't know. Success of the experiment. And a whistle burned into her memory. A fucking scary whistle, y'all. Bone Druid. Bon Jovi. Orby. What a cutie patootie. And we get to go on mission, and it's really cool. I love the pig things. They make great noises. They're such good boys. They're such good boys. You know it. And we get some explanations about what those crazy water mushrooms do. It's such a cool idea that they infuse their host with life so that they could keep going. That's great. That's such a cool thing and such a useful thing to steal and slap onto your arm. Just unfortunate they're going to fall off at some point, because I thought maybe she'd get super... I want Riko to have superpowers so that this shit doesn't happen again. And the rest was for dinner. Not just to keep her hungry, but also to keep you occupied, methinks. Proximity, closeness, and out into a beautiful landscape filled with graves. And his own voice. That's back off. All right. His own voice echoes through his head, speaking to Liza. I'll be going now, Liza. And in his own memories, he's seen this gravesite and spoken to Liza. This is not where you are. And then he sees this pendant. Where have we seen that? Rudely interrupted, told to do some more stuff, and Riko's getting glomped on by Mitty, which is cute, but it's not cute. It's not cute. I hate it. Where the fuck have we seen... I'm going back to the flashbacks, because it's episode 9. It's 2 episodes ago that we had Riko do the 2 hours of torment. Does she have that pendant on her chest? Is she wearing it? No. What about in the Ozen? Nope. Nope, just bright blue eyes that are a similar color. Where the fuck? Maybe we haven't seen it at all. Maybe it's just in Reg's memory he remembers seeing it somewhere, and I'm getting confused. That seems reasonable. This was a great follow-up to a really intense episode. It gives us some time to breathe while reinforcing that the stakes are still around. And some of the subtle changes to the music and unsubtle changes to the music turn the same scenes into a different tone in a way that, it's really expert. It's masterful, and it really just pulls me in and grips me for the entirety of the episode. And that's a blast. It's just a blast. What fun. I'm pulled at by the mysteries. I'm pulled at by the internal worlds of these characters, and I'm pulled at by the whole of this experience. these questions that thrum in the background that Reg keeps forgetting to ask or doesn't have time to ask continue to tumble me further down the rabbit hole and deeper into the mystery and more curious. It's like every answer that we get reveals more and more questions, and the world unfolds further and further before us. It's no wonder that adventurers would find themselves drawn to such a world of mystery. After all, aren't we drawn to it? I am. So, thanks for joining me on another episode as we descend into the abyss. This was cool. I don't know what we're gonna do for the last one. It's the next one, and then the last one is a double length. So next week we will watch episode 12, and then the week after that we'll watch the double length episode 13 and finish off the first season of Made in Abyss. I don't know what I do. Head off into the darkness. And we'll maybe have another companion along with us for the ride. Someone more knowledgeable than we could have ever imagined in Nanachi. That would be cool. For now, I'm glad Riko's somewhat safe. I still don't know what else we're going to be able to discover about the curse and what exactly she meant about it never being quite the same again. But we'll have to find out next week. So that's what we'll do. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week for more Made in Abyss. Peace.